Good morning, everyone. This is Kathy Mason from Mason Works Marketing here on Conscious Business Zone with my friend Ernie Day. Hi,
Hi, Kathy. Oh my
I'm
God.
so excited to be with you. I think it's been 2 years since you've been on.
It's
and
actually, it's
more.
over 2.5 years.
Oh my God. Okay. So I went back to 2020 and found your stuff. So yeah, wow. And so what 2 years it's been a lot of change, a lot of growth, a lot of potential to really clear our fears of being seen and show up, which is what both of us have been doing. So, so Ernie, why don't you tell us now, for everybody that doesn't know Ernie, you want to. She's a conscious creator. She's a vibrational, intuitive alchemist, which that's what part of what we have in common. Soulful guitarist, which after you get to hear some of her creations, she has been with her guitar, who is part of her soul family, for over 20 years, for 27 years. And her website is soulfulguitarist.com. So, but we'll be treated with, be bathed in this incredible soul upliftment from her today, whatever day it is. So Ernie, tell us about your story of how, for people that are just meeting you right now, of how this all came about, because you probably had a normal life before.
Yeah, and the description normal, like what is normal?
What mean normal?
Yeah. I'm a self-taught guitar player, right? But what I do now is beyond that. It's not about that period. In 1996, I had a huge tumor on my left side of my ovary, so I had a hysterectomy. And when they removed the tumor, like it was right after that, about a month later, and this is the way I'm speaking about it today is not the way I spoke about it then, let alone 2 years ago. That, I used to say I lost myself. I wasn't losing myself. I was opening up to myself, right? And so there's a two-sided part to this story. Is got caught up in the Western medical system where I got diagnosed with depression and anxiety. So they put me on medication since 1996. But what I did, I reached out for help. I had the most incredible counselor for me, Farida. And as I opened up to my own thoughts, my own feelings, my own emotions, I would take that energy and I would channel it through my guitar. And of course, without using words, because we can get lost in words and, trying to find the right word that really describes what we're feeling. But a feeling is a feeling. It's a feeling. So the mind goes, what word fits that, right? So we try to do our best. But that's what this went on for a few years of counseling and me channeling this music. And all I knew is my music was special, because all I knew then, which I still know today, because of where it comes from within me. It's not here. It's my soul. It's my soul speaking. And then, I put my music away for about 13, 15 years and started to get back into it around 2015, roughly 2014, 2015. And just because our journeys is not an instant we're done, it's continuous. So as I unfold within myself to understand this or that or whatever, that energy would shift in everything that I got to express from my heart. And then being connected with, I'm connected with an incredible, amazing group of people called Soulology family, which I know you're very connected as well with the Soulology family, which is Todd Medina. And when I met Todd 3.5 years ago, and I'm just going, whoa, look at all these people, because I never had anybody to talk to, which is the sad part, but yet it's a priceless part as well, because how I've always known so many things within myself, but I just didn't understand. And then, you know, when we surround ourselves with amazing people, we get to grow and expand greater and deeper within ourselves. So where we put ourselves, in other words, where we put ourselves is where we can grow and expand, or where we stop and sit. It's like our thoughts, same shit. It's the same stuff all the way through. And then 2.5 years ago, because I remember distinctly, because I just barely got the looper the last time I was hanging out with you. And that has been a growing journey in itself. And for anybody who doesn't know what a looper is, it's a recording device that allows you to lay down a track and it'll repeat that track again and again until you stop, or you can also add layers to it. My looper has 5 tracks, so I get to do that with 5 different channels. But what's been happening, of course, my guitar is my go-to, always my go-to. If I'm feeling out of sort or not connected to me, all I got to do is pick up my guitar and I can find out exactly where I'm at this moment, and it'll bring me back in.
It's frequency. Everything is frequency, so it makes total sense. But watching your journey has been, as a spectator, has been amazing, because at first you were like, well, I'm not sure what I'm doing, but I'm just doing it. And then really, when you think about it, and then it just kept growing and growing, where you're going, okay, I'm just going live. I'm just going to go out there and share it. And people were like, yay, it's beautiful. Oh my gosh. And then you were so generous. You've been very generous with it. I mean, it's as though there's a happiness, a joyfulness, a celebration to the music. At least that's what I see. And it's just gotten more and more and more, without being cluttered. That's the other thing, is when you added the layering, it added this, I'll go back to Eric Clapton. There's a couple of albums, that's my age, not CDs, albums, that he did, that he played every instrument on them. And it was like, what a genius that he could play all those instruments, and then the person that put it together could layer them all together. Well, you're basically doing something similar to that, where you've done the percussion and another strain of another set of chords, and then you layer it, and it's like a symphony. It's like soul communication, because that's what we are. We are those frequencies, and either we're discordant, where it doesn't fit, or we're. And what you've done, it's fantastic, Ernie, to watch it. It's fantastic.
Thank you. It's been, I'm still growing and learning and expanding, because, the one thing my music always teaches me, and it comes back to this, is love, number one, of course, but to trust. And it's like this last 2.5 years, and because what this looper has done for me, and I just remember this so distinctly, that because I've never played with myself,
right?
And what it did was give me that opportunity. And when I listen and I'm hearing, but I'm not only hearing, I'm feeling. And then I'll sit there and like, I'm not a guitar picker, right? This has been a learning process to learn how to pick, but it's not a matter of learning how to pick. It's allowing the vibration that comes from within me to flow through me, to allow me to go even deeper as I add whatever to it. Like, I'm not in control, and I don't want to be in control. And I still have absolutely no idea what the fuck I'm doing. it's like I strum, like it's like I never know what I'm going to play, let alone how I'm going to play it. Because the one thing that I love about the work I get to do is that every time, like everything I do is live. There's nothing pre-recorded, right? And it doesn't mean that maybe down the road there may not be some pre-recorded, but because I have no idea what song I'm going to play, let alone the tempo and the style, or just whatever it wants to be expressed in that moment. And I have found, and really that I, how a song felt when it originally was filled, because our feelings change. They're never the same. So how can you repeat something twice? Like these artists that record stuff and they repeat. Well, I can't do that. It's like I can't follow a program that is, or a structure.
Wow.
It doesn't work for me. It needs to be free flowing, whatever comes in, and I'm listening and I'm just being guided. And it's like, and that's where this trusting is, just trusting whatever comes in. And it's like, even where the level that I'm at, because because I'm always leveling up. I've gone to another level, like, holy sweet freaking Lord. Like, I just did that. But it's not me.
Right. Oh, I get that. Boy, do I get that. So what I'm watching is that here you are in Canada, and we're during lockdown, and people are complaining, or they're bemoaning their life. And here's Ernie out there going, okay, I can do this and I can do this. And you, I mean, I see crystal bowls behind you. I didn't realize you have that too now. Yeah, I mean, you're being guided totally.
Oh, 100%. And it's like everything I do, everything I am, I'm being divinely guided. And that comes back to trusting what I'm being guided to do. I got a small inheritance, I guess 2 months ago now, which allowed me, you can take my finger, there we go. That's my Bose tower, Bose
Oh,
30,
cool.
along with a nap. And I also invested in the crystal bowls here. I got 3 of them now. I got a Tibetan bowl.
Uh-huh. Didn't hear it. Oh, you might have to change the audio setting.
Yeah, I'll do
Okay.
that.
Okay.
But the that, again, okay, it's like I don't think about how that's going to fit in, because I never know. It's just when the song comes up, and when I'm channeling and I'm being with that energy, and I lay down, I could lay down just one track, I could lay down 2 or 3 different tracks, I don't know. And then all of a sudden, if you feel there's maybe a drum, and speaking of drum, I also invested in this little beauty.
Oh, beautiful. Wow. Little beauty. My goodness.
Yeah.
It's like a tabletop.
God, yeah. And it is. And, everything, it's like, I love what I get to do, because it's the one place I can always go and just be. Nothing else, just be.
But I think it's more than that. I just want to add to that, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. I think the big you is being. So you're like a way shower, showing everybody how, if they really get to their childhood interaction. Well, okay, I'll back up. I believe that consciousness is like a big database, kind of like in the cosmos, and we're like little USB drives that fit in, and that's why it wants input. And some people that are stuck in fear are frozen and not doing anything. They're talking about doing things. They'll go to a Christmas party, and they're talking about the book they're going to write for the 3rd year in a row, or whatever project it was their brilliant idea or the brilliant gift, and they don't share it. Whereas there's people like you and hopefully me that are action takers. We got the memo and we're playing with it. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't even have a grade to it anyway. It just is, but it's something about our soul connection that when other people hear it or feel it, which is a lot of it's feeling more than hear, it's frequency, so they can feel it if they're open-hearted, that it does some, it's a healing. I think your work is a huge healing, and it also is magnetic to the others in your soul group, that it's like a magnet, like, oh, there she is. I've been looking for her, just like you felt that way with Soulology. We're all finding each other through these lockdown crazy times, and thank God for Zoom.
Exactly. And here's the thing is this, we can focus, and we're going back to focusing. If, regarding the lockdown, like everybody was just going, and I'm going, okay, well, first of all, I'm an introvert. My life and my world isn't going to change at all, right? I'm going to still do exactly what I did before. And if nothing stopped us from still going outside. If you want to do this or that, you have to be a little bit more conscientious about what we're doing and paying attention. But the biggest thing that I have found with this lockdown is it has brought people back into themselves and into their home environment, to their children, etc. Because everybody was so busy do instead of be. Right. And now we're with the other side of this, that we're still holding on to that be. And we're figuring out a way, like, look at how many people have left their jobs to go independent or to shift their career to being something that they want to do for themselves, and not based on society and what they think, you should act, say, and do, behave. No, there's so much good has come out of this. And like I said, that this whole COVID thing never stopped me. I still did exactly what I did, but I've grown within me. And that's where everything's an opportunity. Don't sit there, like, when I find it quite hilarious when people say, oh, did you see what Joe Blow did over there? And I go, I don't care about Joe Blow over there. I care about you. What about you? Right? Because whomever I'm talking to, that's what matters to me. It's not all this other stuff. To me, my connection with people is that.
Right. It's being in the present moment with everything that you can. And then there's the expanded view where you and I are talking. And then there's also us out there watching us talk without judgment, just gathering data, but no right or wrong, no good or bad, no nothing, just being present, totally present in yourself, so that you can be in service for yourself and others, because everything's a teaching lesson. Every person you talk to is. So, and why not? So I have a guitar downstairs. It's like a little kid's guitar that I've been, I used to play baritone ukulele when I was like 14, and which only had 4 strings. So now I have it's a little girl. It's really cute. And it's still in the case. I haven't really done it. And now you're inspiring me. Maybe I'll get it out and try.
And here's the thing, don't try to be perfect at it, because you're not going to be perfect. But the thing is, take that and just sort of pluck at it. You could say, put your, left hand on whatever part of the fret and see what happens. And if you sit there and just keep on repeating that, sometimes what will happen is you go, oh, that was nice. Ooh, right? Which will inspire us to keep on going, because no matter what it is in life, it's those little bit, ooh, that was nice. Ooh, because everything, that's exactly what I do, because it's like with my music, is I dip my feet in a little bit. Ooh, that was nice. Ooh, that felt good. Ooh, right? And then with that, I keep on expanding and pushing that, you could say, no, but not forcing it, but just expanding that and go, wow. And so what you hear in me today is that inner expansion and trusting, and not trying to, I'm not, they told me this, but at the same time, I have to experience things for me to understand. That's how I work. And you know, like, I know where my future is going to be. It's priceless because of my gift and ability, because it's not mine to hold on to. And I think that's why I do lives the way I do. Lives to me is like practicing. Right? I'm not out here to perform and go, oh, look at me. No, I'm practicing because I'm pushing my own self. Every time I play, I push myself a little further. And I'll do something because I'm not in control, because it's all channeled. And I go, ooh, that was nice. Ooh, man, that was sweet. Right. And that's where, you know, it's just like last week, I have this song that was channeled back in March. And because what I'm starting to realize, I actually can tap into people's energies. It was not a conscious thing, but I tap into people's energy. And in fact, Charmony Gamma was on with Todd during a live. And there's something about that woman's soul that just spoke to me. And so I'm in my studio, which I am right now, and I'm putting guitar while they're talking and sharing and that, and her song unfolded. And it's one of the most, oh my God, it's one of the most incredible songs. But last week when I was playing it, there was something going on that, I spoke about how Charmaine and I connected and blah, blah, blah. But I was back in that moment. Then I did her song, and I have never played it at that level before. And this is what's happening, because I cannot try to force that to happen. And the more I get out of my own way, is like with Charmaine's song, and I know it's one of the most powerful songs I've ever channeled. They're all powerful, but this is the almighty powerful. And I use a Zoom H5 recorder to capture everything, and I have that captured on the recording. And because so there's, I think that's the thing with life itself, as I go to say that, is don't just be in the moment, trust, and have fun with it, because that's what I do. I get to immerse. Do you want to hear this song, because it's just pulling me right now?
Oh, sure. Anything you want to share is a gift to us. But are you thinking that you're going to start doing people's soul songs for them? Do you think that's part of it?
That could be part of it. I don't know. Because I'm just starting to recognize, like, like I've channeled so many people now on their energies, and it's I don't know because I'm still figuring this thing out.
Yeah.
It's just yeah, I don't know. It could be. It just okay. I'm going to be changing my settings here so you're going to echo. So you may want to mute yourself, just so you don't hear that echo. There we go. Okay. So to give you guys an idea, I won't do the long version, but I'll give you guys a flavor, I could say, of Charmaine's song. Here we go.
Beautiful.
Yeah, there's, and for me, and I could, because all I can do is speak of at my end, that song has been powerful from the moment it was channeled, but is more voluptuous, because what's happening is I'm opening up to me,
Right.
stepping to this part of myself, and it just reflects in how I, yeah.
A
And
gift that keeps on giving. See, that's what I think so much of us that are doing energy work with other people and are in service like that, that the teacher becomes a student, the student becomes a teacher. It's all this total benefit for all when you do it. It's fantastic. Fantastic. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for giving me this incredible opportunity to come back on, hang out with you and the new Ernie, I could say. And when I say this, I just, I've always said this, and I always will say this because of where my music comes from. It's not me, the human. No, this what I get to do, and when with the looper, like she opened me up to feel more, and it's like, a song that was channeled 3 years ago now, called Activation. And when I used the looper with that song, and my legs started to move, my body started to move, like it activated me within my entire body. Because before you would never see me move or feel and allow myself to feel whatever I was feeling. But it's woken me up. My own music has woken me up. So it's such a beautiful, I could say the word energy exchange.
That's right. Perfect.
And it's just, I'm in awe of what I get to do. And like every time, I play a song, like I chuckle. Like I had somebody say to me a few months back, "Why do you laugh?" I said, "No, I'm not laughing. I'm chuckling because it's the most godliest experience that I've ever had. And the only thing I know how to do is chuckle." Like, holy shit. I just did that, and it's a godliest feeling. I don't know what any other words I can even start to describe that. It's just a feeling, and all I can do is chuckle.
That's so cool. Well, the other part of this is that it's just begun. That's what I mean. We're in this time of change, and people are rediscovering who they really are. And your music is going, I really sense it's going to be a big part of bringing the light back in and the remembrance of who they are, because it's a connection to that light that they are. So I mean, I was just sitting here, I had my eyes closed. I don't know if you could see me or not, but
yeah, and this is, for me, is for me to know that my music does touch people means the world to me. And to have people respond back to me, not that they have to, but I appreciate it, that when they, because I don't think about what happened 6 months ago, but this just happened last week. This one lady, she goes, "You've had me crying one song, you've had me laughing on the next, you had me dancing on the next." And because that's what energy can do to us. We can shift that quickly. I had somebody a couple of years back, I was having an emotional moment, and I went online to share just being real, not trying to put this facade. "Oh, everything's fine in my world." Yep, it's just perfect. Right. And so here I was being vulnerable, just being me. And because this is a safe space, it may sound bizarre as all hell, but me being online is a safe space for me to be. And so while I was online, and then I said, okay, I feel like I'm going to need to play some music. So I started playing a song, and I shifted, my own energy shifted instantly. And this person said, "Well, that was quick." Well, that's what my music can do for us all. Because if it can shift me that quickly, it can shift us all. And not that my intentions are that. My intentions are to come on here and just be, and whatever song wants to be channeled. And it's, you know, I have a cat friend who loves me. His name is Oliver, right? And him and his mom, you know, he was sick a couple of weeks ago. And my friend Lois reached out to me and said, Ernie, Oliver's not well. Can you send us some healing energy? I said, absolutely. And then like she was scared she was going to lose him. Right. And it was that bad. And that, so I put a thing on my timeline as well to help out the best I can. And I'm having a new website built. It might be up this week or next. I'm not sure yet. But there's a testimony about Oliver, and Oliver's sitting there watching me play. He does it all the time. It's my little hair. But even, you know, like even going back to last week, what I was going to say originally was to know that when people come and if they just give me 5 minutes, come and hang out with me for 5 minutes. But the reflection that I'm getting back from people is how they were feeling before they stopped and listened to what I was doing, and then how it shifted their energy. And to have that kind of power, and that, because with that power comes responsibility. And that I'm not going to change anything the way I've been doing it, because I don't want to change anything, because it's been perfect just the way it has been. But is to honor that in the manner that it's been bestowed upon me, because it's not mine to hold on to, it's mine to share. And it's like, I know I'm ready when I say this is that I want to share with you guys. A couple of weeks ago, a gentleman reached out to me and he said, are you still looking for an RV? And I go, yes. You know, and so then I said, how did you know? And all he said was, Todd. And I went, what? And I said, how much? You know, there's a little bit of conversing back and forth. And he goes, it's a gift to you. So I'm now an owner of a motorhome in Michigan, just outside of Detroit. And so I need to get it off of his property within the next week. But, you know, what I'm trying to say, and the reason I'm sharing this is because I've been speaking to spirit, saying, you know what I want to do? I still want to do this, but I don't know how I'm going to make this happen. And then, boom. Right. And to make this very clear, it wasn't really Todd directly, but it was the Sology family where he saw me. I spoke of this thing, and yeah.
That's so amazing. So
Yeah.
you're going to go on the road?
Yeah. Yeah. And when I say this out loud is the logistics of trying to get, you know, Michigan, because it's like 4,000 kilometers from me. Right. The logistics are just ridiculous. And he's given me the option of selling it, but he want half if I do sell it. But I'm not selling it for the money. I'm selling it so I can get one here that I can really go.
Oh,
because I have all my gear. Like I can't, it's not a matter of me jumping on a plane, like carry those Bose speakers. I'm not taking them on no damn plane. Right.
yeah.
Let alone all my other stuff. You know, includes my crystal bowls, etc. So that's going to shift a little bit. But no, I'm going to be going on the road. And all I want to do is like, I'm not good at, that's not my strength. Anything outside of my music is not my strength. You may see me because of the gear that I wore. You have no idea how difficult it has been to learn how to figure this out, to get to this level, right? And it's learning. But all I want to do is go to different places. I want to give people that opportunity to come and experience me in person.
Perfect. Oh gosh, that would be great. That would be great. Well, hopefully you'll come down south and come to the US, and I'm in
Oh,
Colorado.
yeah.
So
Oh, I know you're in Colorado. No, I know 99% of my time will be in the US.
yeah, yeah.
It's not Canada. Canada, I don't know what it is, but they don't support musicians. It's harder, more difficult. And it's not saying it's not difficult down in the States. That is not what I'm saying. It just what appears to me, because like most of the people I'm connected with are in the States,
Yeah. No,
right?
no, I think I sense that you're going to be helping people reconnect to their soul with the music, whether it's their own personal sounds or whether it's a blanket sound. But okay, so my question is, before we get to hear more, is how have you seen the energies? I know you're on Soulology and you actually have your own channel, and which is, we want to make sure we plug that as much as possible. But you also are you're part of the first wave of people to land this energy. I mean, the energy this past, well, it hasn't stopped.
No.
I would say the past 3 months, but why say that? Do you say the whole year? It just keeps escalating, and the frequencies are higher and higher and higher. And we're either exhausted or exhilarated by it. So how are you seeing your music or what you're offering helping with that? Because I really sense that it's a buffering almost, so that wherever their frequency is, they can get it. And oh, I mean, before I finish that, can I tell you a little story about that? There was a woman named Natasha that I went to an event in Denver called the Paranormal Group. It's PRF, and it's headed by Rick Nelson. And this was 8 years ago, maybe more. And she was Arcturian. She was American Indian. She went by Atasha or Tashina. And her presentation was fabulous. And one of the things in her presentation was, you think they're going to come and talk to you when the disclosure happens, but they're not. They're going to sing. The music is our language, not this thing that you talk. And so that's what I just wanted to share that as well, because all this disclosure is happening now. All of this hidden truths is showing up now. And now the music may be our path to wholeness. So anyway, so back to the question of how you're seeing these times and your gift in these times, helping, because you stepped up to the Soulology thing. That's a commitment. I know I do this twice a week. It's a commitment.
Yeah. And I think what's happening, we can operate from the thinking side, or we can operate from the heart side. I choose the heart side. If it feels right, I do it. If it doesn't feel right, I don't do it. Same thing. With what's happening, like, I just know for me that when a song is channeled, let's say even 3 years ago, let alone two, right under this very moment, is that we are opening. People aren't going externally. They're going internally, trying to figure this thing out. And for me, is we are learning to go within and not get caught up with what other people do, because it doesn't matter what other people do. It's none of your, and quite honest, it's none of your business what other people do. Your business is what you choose to do with your own thoughts, your own feelings, your emotions. And these energies that have been shifting, and then like it reflects on my music and how much everything that comes through. I'm not going to be very honest. I don't know how to completely answer that question, but all I know is this, is that don't listen to what other people have to say. we may bounce things off of certain people just to get an idea so we can maybe expand. That's one part. But when people say to me, come to me, I'll teach you. Run, run, right? Because nobody can teach you anything that we are. It's something we feel inside. We don't try to analyze. And this is the problem, when I look back, and that's where I like counselors over psychiatrists, for example, because counselors go within. Psychiatrist is textbook.
Well, the thing is that is an endless journey if you want to get into your story. But if you want to be a co-creator with the universe, it's releasing all of that programming or stories. They're all stories. I mean, when we were 0 to 7, we made up stories of how the world worked, and that gave us comfort. But now we can't figure out how the world works, so let's just play.
Well, let's play and play in your own sandbox, because that's what I do. I get to play my own sandbox.
Yep.
I create my own reality. I create the world I want. And if I'm lonely, I sit there and go, well, Ernie, you created this because you're an introvert. You want to be by yourself. You don't, because I don't like socializing with people. And I'm going to say this, and it's not a judgment. It's just, I can't talk about Joe Blow. I can't be around that kind of energy anymore. I just cannot be around it. And
right.
Right now, it's going to be today, I'm walking away from a court case, which I know I would win, but I don't have the energy.
Oh,
I've and I'm not attached to it the way I was a few years ago.
wow.
So how I feel today, because that's all I have is this very moment. So don't try to hold on to the way you felt a month ago, let alone 6 months ago or whatever. It doesn't matter how you felt then. It's about now. Honor yourself in this very single moment, because that's the only thing we truly, truly have, is this very single moment. And that's where I do things that feels right for me. And it's like I want to be able to go and hang out with people, not to socialize necessarily. Don't take that word wrong, but it's like, here we go, is last August, I went to Soulful Fest in Mulberry Mountain in Arkansas. And, when things are in total alignment and you're meant to be, things will flow easily. If we have to force it, there could be a sign there's a reason. So don't resist that reason. Honor that reason. Go, okay, maybe I'm not supposed to go, but I was meant to go to Soulful Fest. All the financing came into play, blah, blah, blah. And that was the first time in 32 years I had done anything for myself. And all of a sudden I realized, fuck, I'm going to be around people, right? But when I got there, I was around soul family, where nobody said, they allowed you to be wherever you need to be for yourself. No, there was nothing but love, kindness, respect. I've never felt that. I knew it existed because I know how I exist within myself. But to find other people and to be around other people, and that's where, I'm going to be in Houston at Soulful Fest in December, be one of the performers coming in. And that December 8th, 9th, and 10th, just south of Houston. And it's this time I'm even more excited to join everybody, because I'm connecting more with other people. And my relationships and friendships with people, and I find this absolutely fascinating, is this, that they're all unique. Some are deeper than others. Some are more, I could say the word shallow, but it doesn't take anything away from where they're at or where I'm at. It's just sometimes your frequencies don't jive. So, this whole thing about, when people got to make somebody else wrong in order for them to be right. No, I have a right to feel the way I feel. And I don't have to be an asshole towards the other person because they're not on the same page or frequency, whatever. But, I'm learning to trust, and I've allowed a couple of people in. We actually have a mutual friend, which Deb Malone Reed, right? and that she's been my longtime friend for like 7 years. And she's one of the people I always go to if I need anything. Deb, okay, I need to check this out. What's going on? Or whatever. But I'm finding these relationships with people based on our individual frequencies. It's like Charmony's song, same thing, that frequency that her and I have. And we may not talk for a month or 2 months or 6 months, but when we do, we're straightforward. There's not this, yeah, we're just too, you're muted.
I think that's what's so beautiful about these times is that we don't, as you said, have to make anybody wrong. Everyone's doing the best they can with what they know, and that there's a God spark in every single being. So bless them as they're in their story or on their path, and you don't have to project anything. There's no, see, the thing I think that happened probably 4 years ago was there was a lot of spiritual arrogance. There was a lot of people that thought, I'm the teacher. And that whole era is gone. Everyone's a teacher, everyone's a student, but not everyone allows themselves to be the student until they do. Until they do. I believe that eventually you have to.
Well,
the universe goes,
exactly. And this is the thing about, if you're going to try to force something, that's why I just said a bit ago about, if it's not in alignment, don't worry about it. Just shift it. And it could be another way you need to get there.
Right.
Versus the way you're doing it. And this is where this, inward, for me is I do a lot of reflecting, and if I start to get upset or whatever, I go within myself. Okay, why am I getting upset? Why is this person irritating me? Like, what is it? And I go within.
It's a gift. I mean, all those triggers and all that stuff, it's like, oh, you thought you got all that. Here's a little more.
Yeah, because
right.
Because this is the thing about us, is that this journey that we're on is going to be for the rest of our lives. So don't think, because I know when I finish counseling and I go, okay, I got it now, and I got out there. No, I'm still missing something, which was my spirituality, and then it's. But every time you think you've figured something out, the universe shows you again. Nope. But you're just leveling up. We're our consciousness, we're waking up, and it's, it's absolutely an incredible journey if we don't try to think about what was, but what is.
Well, you can tell when people are coming from their heart or their head. And this is really the journey to, maybe if you've studied the Oriental or martial arts, there's three brains, and you connect all three of them. But the journey is to hear and to act and work from there, because it's smarter than this one is. As far as the antenna, it's capable of gathering information, but it really is. I'm going to go back to that USB.
Yeah.
Because that's where it's like input. There was a movie called Short Circuit that this robot, it was a military robot. It got hit with lightning and it became alive. And it was an old movie. It was kind of fun. And it just would read books like this, like input. And I think that's what we're here for, is this whole expanding the library of consciousness. And if we don't participate, if we're scared, if we're retracted, if we're in judgment, if we're creating distance between us and others out of fear, then, I mean, it's one thing to go in to be creative. It's another thing to go in there because you're afraid of everyone else. Yeah. Right.
And that's the thing. Are we, because right now I'm in the space of my hermit mode, which means I'm not talking to people. And because I need to go within. But I know I'm in there for however long I need to be. And then when I come out, I'll be more talkative.
Right, right,
I'll have something, but those kinds of things are good, right? But if you're operating from a fear, because we come from one of two places, we come from love or we come from fear. If you're operating from fear, you need to look at that big time and go,
right.
why am I so fearful? What is it I'm worried about, or what am I scared about? We need to go just talk within ourselves. And here's the one thing too, because what we thought people that were our support thing, that will change, because you will keep on growing, and the people that you used to rely on to support you can no longer support you because they're still, I could say the word stuck there, still in that place where you're doing this, you're going up. And so you're going to end up finding new people and trying to find your tribe. And this is one thing I love about the Soulology Network is right now is I think there's, Todd was told at the beginning of March, okay, it's time to do a Soulology Network. He had us up and running because he found the perfect IT people. Like, it was incredible. Like, again, an alignment. And he had us up and running in 10 days.
Wow.
That we right now there's 22 shows weekly that are on there, with another 50 plus people waiting to create their own show, have their own channel. This is just the beginning of Soulology Network. And this is where, what I love about the Soulology Network, there's all these incredible people. You will find your tribe within the Soulology Network. And one thing that Todd's doing, he just announced this the other day, that 1 in 4 shows on the Soulology Network will be public. So in other words, on the Soulology Network, you can stream some of the shows, one show per month from every show that's out there. They'll be made public. And I think it's brilliant. Like, I trust you, Todd, because I know Todd's being guided in everything he does, everything he says, everything he is. And it's, what a way to find people. And just so everybody knows too, you can go, okay, right now there's still videos and etc. on YouTube, because I know they're all going to be coming down, just so everybody knows. They will be coming down from YouTube, Facebook, etc. Anything to do with Soulology and Soulology One Studios will be coming down.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's and that could have changed now, because
Everything can change. Well,
yeah.
this is what's exciting, is that not everybody gets the memo and acts on it, but Todd does, you do. There's a bunch of us that
Yeah.
we may all have a different perspective, but it's expansive, and it's in service to all. So this isn't
Exactly.
about anyone trying to be the next superstar or take. It's all very humble. It's all very kind and in service. So please, everybody, please go to Soulology One Network, isn't it?
No, just Soulology. If you want to go to the actual site, it's Soulology Network.
Okay, thank you.
.com.
.com. Thank you. Yeah. Well, I'm one of those 50 people that contacted him, so I don't know if I'll even get a spot, but
oh, you will, because the thing is what's going to be happening is this network is going to be running 24/7.
yeah, that's ridiculously crazy. I already know what I do. Wow. So
Yeah.
well, these are not small thinkers. These are people thinking about, okay, how do we serve multiple generations that are waking up? And so that's the other part I really like about it. It isn't just a bunch of elders and grandmothers sitting around, saying the crones know what to do. It's like, hell, we're learning too. So yeah, no, I think it's a very exciting time. There's so many opportunities to serve and to bring your gifts. I mean, we came here, I believe we stood in line to get these bodies to be here right now. And there's no denying that there's need for creative thoughts and creative problem solving. But I'm very optimistic. I knew even when we first started the lockdown, it was like, okay, game on. This is what I wasn't, I mean, you could have been afraid for the silent, deadly enemy that could get you, but instead I thought, okay, if this is how you get us all to wake up, okay.
Let's do it.
Yep,
What?
yep, let's do it. So Ernie, we have about 10 more minutes, maybe.
Okay. Yep.
Or
Yep.
less.
Yep.
Do you want to play some more?
Yep.
That
Sure
would be
can.
great.
And just so everybody knows too, I do currently have 3 albums out. I don't talk about them often. I'm terrible at that, this part of me. That my first album is called Me, Myself, and I. And then out of that, there's 2 songs that have been made into albums by themselves, which are meditation albums. And one's called Instrumental Silence, which is 55 minutes and 43 seconds long. And my other meditation album is 54 minutes and 34 seconds long. The music with the looper, I did go in the studio last year, and I was not able to finish the project because, long story short, October 21st, I was guided to come off all these antidepressants, anti-anxiety, and I did it in 6 months. Yeah. Yeah. And so that's opened me up because that fog, that whatever was there is like lifted. So I've been going through this process at the same time doing like, it's been like, it's been an incredible journey. So with the looping music that will be out soon. I'm just going to phrase it that way. Because
Okay.
my focus and priority is me getting through each and every single day, and sometimes is moment by moment. But the one thing that never stopped was this. Anyway, so let's see where we're going to go. You're going to echo now.
Are we done? Darn. We'll have to do
Yeah.
this again soon.
Absolutely,
Thank
anytime.
you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Wonderful. So
Yeah,
Ernie,
it's,
what is the best way for people to find you? I know you said you're redoing your website, but
yeah, my website's been redone, and the beautiful part about my new website, and Soulful Guitarist, everything I am, that's, you know, we go back into the business side branding, but this spirit gave me the name Soulful Guitarist, really spoke to me, just, yeah. You guys can find me on YouTube, Soulful Guitarist Ernestine, Facebook. I haven't done, I'll be quite honest, a lot on Instagram. I know I need to get my stuff together. I go in spurts where I can do something. And but I'm very easy to find. And you know, I'm on the Soulgy Network every Friday night at 6 p.m. And just so everybody knows, right, currently, and this has been going on for a few years now, I'm usually online at least once a day, usually sharing. So you'll find all kinds of lives. Yeah, I just do it because it feels in the moment, and sometimes it's like, okay, I need to do something other than sitting here. Boom, I just go play guitar, and it just brings me back to me in my heart space.
it's so beautiful. What a gift you are. And thank you so much. I feel that your gift is a big part of us walking into our power again and getting clear on our gift and sharing it, which is what I want to encourage everyone to do from your example. And it's just beautiful. You made my day.
Don't ever give up, you guys, because we give up, we're surrendering to God knows what. To me, no matter what's been going on in my life, is I've never given up my passion, which is my love, which is my music. And look where I am today. And the one thing too, as well, that you guys, I'm open to come hang out. If you got a, you know, a retreat and you want some incredible music, God, get hold of me. Like I'm, you know, all I want to do, you know, is get out there, travel, and share my music with people to create that vibration within themselves. Just, yeah, and yeah.
Beautiful. It's beautiful. Well, I'm sorry we're out of time.
Yep.
We'll do this again.
Okay.
But thank you, dear. Thank you so much.
You.
So everyone, please go to soulfulguitarist.com. And from there, you'll be able to get to everything. And don't forget those words, soulfulguitarist.com, because who knows where this will lead you to find your path to who you really are in your gifts. So really want to encourage everyone. And thank you, Ernie. Let's not make it 2 years again.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kathy.
Okay.
Okay, bye.